Imagine this for a moment. You've been walking through nearly a decade of life, 9 long years, filled with victories, failures, waiting, and moments you couldn't explain. And what if I told you none of it was random? What if every setback, every delay, every hard night you thought you wouldn't make it through was all leading you to one exact date? September 9th, 2025. It may look like just another square on the calendar, another Tuesday night. But for those who have eyes to see and hearts awake, it's not just a date, it's a turning point, a doorway, a moment in time that only comes once every 9 years. The truth is, you didn't stumble on this message by accident. Out of billions of people scrolling through their feeds, you're here, right now, listening. And that alone should make you pause. Because when everything in your life starts pointing you toward one moment, maybe it means the moment has already been pointing back at you. Tonight's story isn't about superstition. It's about alignment. About being in the right place at the right time when the clock strikes 9:09. Think back for a moment. Where were you in 2016? Who were you back then? Maybe you were younger, maybe life felt lighter, maybe you carried dreams that never quite came true. Or maybe you were just beginning a season of struggle you couldn't have predicted. 9 years. That's how long it's been. And whether you realized it or not, those 9 years have been shaping you, carving you, preparing you for this very moment. It's almost like the universe runs on cycles. Just like the earth spins through seasons, our lives move through patterns, beginnings, middles, and completions. And 9? 9 is the number of completion, the number of birth. 9 months a child grows in the womb before taking its first breath. 9 years of experiences building up before something brand new can be born in you. Every trial you faced, every door that slammed shut, every not yet you heard. It wasn't punishment. It was training, a curriculum written in the fabric of your life, and I know it didn't always feel holy. Some of it just felt like pain, like frustration, like wasted time. But looking back, can you see how much you've changed? The person you were in 2016 could not carry the life that's about to be placed in your hands. You weren't ready then, but you're ready now. You've had 9 years to grow stronger, wiser, deeper, to shed the old skin and step into a new one, to stop relying only on what you can control and start trusting that maybe, just maybe, there's something greater guiding the path. And if you've noticed strange patterns along the way, numbers repeating themselves on clocks, unexpected coincidences, vivid dreams that wouldn't leave your mind, that wasn't your imagination. Those were signposts, quiet signals that you're not walking through randomness. You've been walking through preparation. 9 years of waiting doesn't mean delay, it means gestation. Just like the earth waits through winter before spring bursts forth, you've been hidden, tested, stretched, so that when the timing was right, you'd be able to rise. And now the clock is almost at midnight for this 9-year cycle. The page is turning, the old chapter is closing, and the new one, the one you've been waiting for, is about to begin. So why September 9th, 2025? Why does this one day carry so much weight? Because throughout history, certain moments stand out, moments when the ordinary cracks open and the extraordinary slips through. Ancient texts, sacred traditions, and even the rhythms of nature tell us that life doesn't move in straight lines. It moves in cycles. And September 9th marks the end of one and the birth of another. You see, the number 9 has always carried meaning. To the ancients, 9 was the number of completion. In Scripture, at the 9th hour, Jesus declared that his work was finished. In nature, life takes 9 months in the womb before breathing air for the first time. In numerology, 9 is the last single digit, the closing of a circle before a brand new one begins. And here we are at the 9th day of the 9th month in the 9th year of a cycle that began in 2016. That's not just coincidence. That's alignment. But here's the thing most people miss. Days like this don't come around often. They don't wait on your schedule. They don't bend to your convenience. They arrive like a train pulling into the station, and you either step on or you spend years waiting for the next one. For many, September 9th will feel like any other Tuesday. They'll go to work, scroll their phones, sit in traffic, binge a show, and go to bed. But for those who are awake, for those who are paying attention, this day carries a doorway. A thin space between what is and what could be. Maybe that's why you've been feeling strange lately. Unusually tired, heavier in your spirit, like you've been dragging a weight you can't quite explain. That's not random. That's the old cycle trying to hold on, even as the new one pulls you forward. And maybe you've been seeing the signs, repeating numbers on clocks, 111, 777, 999. Strange coincidences that feel too exact to be accidents. Dreams that wake you in the night, whispering truths you can't ignore. All of it has been pointing here to this moment, to this day. So let me ask you, when September 9th arrives, where will you be? Distracted, caught up in the noise, treating it like any other date? Or will you pause, lean in, and recognize that history doesn't just happen out there? It happens in us, too. Because on September 9th, something closes, and something begins. And whether you step into it or not, well, that choice will echo for the next 9 years of your life. And now, we arrive at the moment the last 9 years have been leading toward. On September 9th, at exactly 9:09 p.m., something rare opens. Call it a doorway, call it a window, call it a portal. Language struggles to capture it, but the truth is simple. There's a brief space in time when the fabric between what is seen and what is unseen becomes thin. It doesn't stay open long. 99 minutes, that's it. A little more than an hour and a half. Then it closes, and with it, the chance to step into what the next cycle is offering. Think of it like a radio signal. For 9 years, heaven has been broadcasting, but your dial hasn't quite been tuned. On September 9th, the signal clears. And for those who are ready, the transmission comes through strong. But what does that mean? It means opportunity. It means breakthrough. It means the things you've been praying for, hoping for, waiting for, they finally have a landing strip. And if you're in position, those blessings can touch down. Not small blessings either. We're talking life-shaping, generation-shifting breakthroughs, the weight of financial chains breaking. Relationships you thought were gone forever suddenly being restored. Health and energy flowing back where weakness has lingered for years. Fresh creativity sparking ideas that could change not just your future, but your family's. Protection that makes you untouchable to the things that once tore you apart. Acceleration, where progress that normally takes 9 years happens in 9 months. Multiplication, resources, influence, opportunities expanding far beyond what you thought possible. Wisdom for choices you didn't know how to make. And legacy, blessings that won't just impact you, but ripple into your children and your children's children. 9 blessings for a 9-year cycle. But here's the part most people don't realize. The portal doesn't automatically hand you anything. Just like a newborn has to take its first breath, just like a butterfly has to push through the cocoon, you have to choose to step into it. That's why the distractions get louder right before the moment. Arguments flare up, bills pile high, temptations whisper, fatigue sets in. Ever noticed how the night feels darkest just before dawn? It's because resistance knows what's about to break. So here's the question. When 9:09 arrives, will you be in position? Or will you be pulled away by noise that was never meant to matter? Because for 99 minutes, the ordinary rules bend. Time stretches. Insights flash, peace settles. And what you carry out of that space becomes the default setting of your next 9 years. This isn't hype. It isn't superstition. It's alignment. A rare moment where heaven and earth shake hands. And when the clock strikes 9:09, you'll either step through the portal or watch it close and wonder what might have been. But here's something you need to know, because no story of breakthrough ever comes without resistance. The closer you get to 9:09, the louder the noise will become. And if you don't recognize it for what it is, you might mistake distraction for reality. Ever notice how the week before a big opportunity, everything seems to go wrong? A sudden fight with someone you love, money problems popping up out of nowhere, a wave of exhaustion that makes no sense, random emergencies at work, family drama you didn't ask for. It's not random, it's not coincidence, it's interference. When a plane is about to land, turbulence often hits hardest in the last few minutes before touchdown. Why? Because you're closest to the ground. Because you're almost there. The same is true spiritually. The resistance intensifies the moment you're about to break through, and if you're not careful, you'll let that resistance pull you off course. You'll answer that phone call dripping with drama. You'll open that message that drags you back into old patterns. You'll get caught in arguments that steal your peace. And before you know it, the portal has come and gone while you were too distracted to notice. That's why this part matters. Awareness is protection. If you know the storm is coming, you don't panic when the winds start to blow. You anchor down, you hold steady, so expect it. Expect the sudden tension in relationships. Expect the urge to give up. Expect the doubts whispering that this is all just hype. Because that's exactly how resistance works. It doesn't show up in obvious ways. It hides in the ordinary. It makes you believe that the little interruptions are more urgent than your destiny. And here's the truth. The emotional and spiritual state you're in when the day ends, that becomes your setting for the next cycle. That's why resistance doesn't care about distracting you tomorrow. It wants to derail you today. Don't let it. Guard your peace like it's gold. Protect your focus like your future depends on it, because it does. When 9:09 arrives, you don't want to be caught arguing, scrolling, worrying, or numbing out. You want to be ready, present, awake. Because if the enemy can't destroy your destiny, he'll settle for distracting you from stepping into it. So when the distractions come, and they will, remember, they're not the story, they're the smoke. And smoke only shows up where there's fire. Stay steady. Stay awake. Because the closer you get to the portal, the louder the noise will become. But the noise is only proof that breakthrough is near. So how do you make sure you're ready when 9:09 arrives? The answer isn't complicated. It's not about grand rituals or elaborate ceremonies. It's about alignment. It's about creating the kind of atmosphere where your spirit can hear clearly what the noise of life usually drowns out. Here's what I mean. First, find solitude. Not loneliness, not isolation, but intentional quiet. Step away from the chaos for just a short while. Turn off the notifications, silence the group chats, and give yourself the gift of stillness. The world will still be there when you return. But in those 99 minutes, the only voice that matters is the one speaking to your spirit. Second, set the tone. Maybe it's lighting a single candle, maybe it's dimming the lights, maybe it's playing soft music in the background. The point isn't the candle itself, it's the signal it sends. This time is sacred, I'm showing up. Third, come prepared. Have a journal or even just a piece of paper and a pen nearby. Because here's the truth. When clarity comes, it often slips through fast. Ideas, insights, solutions, they show up like sparks. And if you don't catch them, they fade. Write them down, capture them. They're not random thoughts, they're blueprints. Fourth, choose posture. Not just physical posture, but inner posture. Sit in a way that helps you stay awake and aware. Face east if you can, the direction of the sunrise, the symbol of new beginnings. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be intentional. Fifth, dress light. Wear white if you want, or something that makes you feel clear, free, and open. Sometimes what we wear signals to our own mind that we're stepping into something new. And finally, stay open. Don't box in what you think should happen. Some people will feel heat in their body. Others will hear words in their spirit. Some will see pictures in their mind's eye. Others will just feel a peace that makes no sense. Whatever it looks like for you, don't resist it. Don't judge it. Let it flow. Think of this time like tuning an old radio. At first there might be static, but as you settle in, quiet, expectant, ready, the signal sharpens. And what comes through isn't just for tonight. It's for the next 9 years of your life. So when the clock inches toward 9:09, don't be rushed, don't be scattered, don't be distracted. Be present, be expectant. Because this is more than ritual, it's readiness. And readiness is the difference between watching opportunity pass by and walking straight into it. So here we are, the end of one story and the beginning of another. 9 years of preparation behind you and 9 years of possibility ahead. And all of it balancing on a single choice. Where will you be when the clock strikes 9:09 on September 9th? This is not superstition. This is alignment. This is about showing up, focused, awake, intentional in a world that makes distraction the default. Most people will miss it. They'll scroll. They'll argue. They'll numb out with another show, another drink, another excuse. And when the portal closes, they'll step into the next 9 years carrying the same baggage, the same patterns, the same disappointments. But you don't have to. You can be different. You can decide right now that you will guard these 99 minutes like your future depends on it. Because it does. You can choose to quiet the noise, to silence the drama, to set aside every lesser urgency, and be present when the moment comes. Think of it like this. If you knew the next 9 years of your life could pivot on what you do tonight, wouldn't you pay attention? If you knew the blessings waiting on the other side could heal your body, restore your relationships, unlock creativity, multiply your resources, and mark your family line for generations, wouldn't you clear your schedule? This is your chance. This is your moment. So I'm asking you as you hear these words to make a choice. Decide now, not later, not when the distractions hit, not when the doubts creep in. Decide now that you will be ready, that you will be in position, that you will step through when the portal opens. And if you're ready, say it, write it, declare it. Type 999 in the comments below, not as a gimmick, but as a commitment. A declaration that you understand what's at stake, that you're aligning yourself for the cycle ahead, that you refuse to miss what you've been prepared for all these years. Because destiny doesn't shout, it whispers, and only those who are listening catch it. So when September 9th arrives and 9:09 glows on your clock, may you be found awake, ready, positioned. May you step through the doorway others will walk past. And may the next 9 years of your life be the kind of story you'll tell with wonder, gratitude, and awe. The moment is coming. The question is, will you be ready when it does? If this message spoke to you tonight, don't let it end here. Take a moment, hit that like button so this story can reach more people who need to hear it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications, because this is just the beginning. Every week, we share stories, insights, and moments designed to awaken something deeper in you, to remind you that life isn't random, and you're not walking this journey alone. So join this community. Stay connected. And together, let's keep our hearts awake, our spirits strong, and our eyes open for what's coming next. Because sometimes the right story at the right time can change everything.